Hello and welcome. Today I want to share some art supplies that I'm planning on using during World Watercolor Month. Instead of following the official prompts, I want to improve on my landscape painting, so I decided to do 31 days of landscape paintings. So let's start with the art supplies that I'm planning to use. First up, paper. I'm going to practice on the Paul Rubin watercolor paper. It's medium grain, so cold press. I'm showing this packaging because there is another one. This one that I really don't like. It's called the high absorption watercolor paper. It has a lot of texture. It lifts way too easy, so it's hard to layer on this watercolor paper. So I don't recommend it. Maybe you like it. You like high lifting paper that even lifts staining pigments. I don't know. But this paper is beautiful. Like the colors show up very vibrantly, beautiful, blends very easily. It does come, the name is very visible on this paper, like it shows up twice on one sheet. So what I did was cut these sheets in half. So I have an A5 size. After I cut the paper in half, I just put the paper in here. And this is like some sort of sketchbook for me. It has a very hard backing, some extra pockets, and it closes up. So I'm gonna play with this sketchbook like journal. I didn't want to start a new sketchbook and I didn't have enough pages in a sketchbook for 31 days. And with sketch I mean I want to plan out my paintings, like work out what colors I want to use, do a value sketch and things like that. This is the paper that I want to do the final painting on. It's the Bauhaus Professional Artist / Master Choice watercolor paper. It isn't too big, it's 19 by 14 centimeters. It needs to be doable to paint every single day, so I thought this would be a great size. I want to scale up after this. In this bag I have some other art supplies pack that I thought is just easy to grab and start sketching and painting. In this little box I printed out my reference pictures. And I just did it on my printer with some glossy photo paper. I wasn't completely done printing, but I have enough for the first 2 weeks. And I also put down the links of each reference picture. I've got them from either Unsplash or Pixabay. Look how pretty this one looks. I'm not sure if this classifies as a landscape painting, but I wanted to paint it, so I want to use these pictures as reference for my paintings. Then I want to give masking fluid another chance. I saw a great tip from someone on YouTube. I will put her channel on screen because I think it was something with ultramarine. If you see, it was like if you use the friction eraser, you can easily remove masking fluid. And I don't have that eraser, but I do have a pen with that cap, so oh, it works. You do really have to rub it, but it does come off. Do you see that? It completely removed the masking fluid, so I'm gonna give this another chance. And I'm gonna experiment with masking fluid. And also with some white ink. I don't want to use this too much because this one isn't fully opaque and it's a water-based ink. I've tried it out on top of this one, and you really have to layer it if you want to have an opaque line. Then we have some sketching pencils. 602. I had this one laying around and I felt like using it for value sketches. With some erasers. And for my erasable color pencil, I picked the Uni Lavender Nano D pencil lead. And it's a really nice purple. I wouldn't call it lavender. And it also erases pretty well. It doesn't lift completely, but well enough. It actually almost lifts it completely, so that's nice. I also included a pencil sharpener for my Blackwing pencil. It's from Muji. It's really small, compact, and has a lid. I also want to use some fountain pens. This one is from AliExpress. I don't know what fountain pen it is. But this is like a non-waterproof fountain pen ink. It's from Noodlers. It's a color Borealis Black. And it's a really nice, smooth ink. But like I said, it isn't waterproof, and I thought it would be fine for writing down some notes, because it does glide over texture paper. And I just like the purple color. It kind of matches this one. Preppy pen, I had to think for a minute. Contains the sketch ink Lily. I tend to go for the sketch ink Lotte, which is a black ink. But I thought it would be nice to give another color a chance, even though this one is pretty close to black. So let me zoom in just a little bit. And Lily is like a murky brown color. It's not a warm brown, but kind of dirty, and it sort of color separates. Just a little bit. But I thought it would be nice for landscape paintings. If I want to add some accents or some line work. And here we have the watercolors. Can you guess which two brands I picked? One of the two brands I think you can easily guess, and the other one, this is just the core palette that came with the 6 tube set. But I wanted to use some Daniel Smith watercolors and Magello. I have 35 watercolors in this palette, and I like to use it facing this way, and I've put some sponges at the top and bottom because I'm going through the paper towels like crazy. But here are the watercolors that are included in this set. Maybe I should put it in the same orientation. Like this, yes. So the colors that I've picked are Buff Titanium, Hansa Yellow Light as my cool yellow. I tend to go for either a lemon yellow or the quinapenthalone yellow. That's more of a neutral yellow, but I want to play around with the Hansa Yellow Light. Milk and Mauve, which is a very lovely warm color. Transparent Pyrrole Orange, the older two, that leans more red. Perylene Scarlet, I just wanted to play with that color. Quinacridone Pink as my magenta color. It's slightly lighter and brighter than Quinacridone Rose. Bordeaux, a deeper, darker, purple leaning pink, magenta. I don't know what to call this color. Pinky purple. And then we have Quinacridone Purple, which leans a bit more blue. Normally I go for a dioxazine violet instead of a quinacridone purple, because Dioxazine Violet really goes from very dark to very light, and Quinacridone Purple has less of a value range, but I thought it would be very pretty paired with like an orange. I had a vision for this color, we'll see. Lavender. Haven't really used that color, it's a new color to me. King's Royal Blue. It's like a baby blue color with a lot of granulation. I like this color. Ultramarine Blue as my warm blue. Indigo as a warm deep neutral blue. Blue Apatite Genuine as the green leaning deep blue. If you pick one of these two, it's good enough. Or Payne's Grey Blue shade, I think it is. Taylor Blue Turquoise. I find that the Taylor Blue Turquoise, so the PB16 from Daniel Smith, is quite light, but I like it. Cobalt Teal Blue. A teal blue with a lot of granulation. Diopside Genuine. I just wanted to play with this color and it reminds me of a Taylor Blue green shade, but less intense. Sap Green, a newer to me color. Raw Sienna Light. I just wanted to play with that color, so I added to it. I might have too many yellow ochre shades, but also burnt sienna like shades. With 35 colors, I'm apparently not that original. So the Raw Sienna Light is warmer than the French Ochre. French Ochre is a bit more neutral and darker. Quinacridone Gold, I just had to add that color to this set. Bronzite, it's just an interesting color, it has some glitter. Quinacridone Sienna, a very new color to me that I want to play with. It neutralizes quite nicely with the indigo. So that's a nice color pairing. Burnt Sienna, Transparent Brown Oxide. I almost decided to not use Burnt Sienna because I thought I have Quinacridone Sienna, but it's a different color. The Burnt Sienna is more earthy, and I haven't really played with the Burnt Sienna of Daniel Smith. So I thought, why not? Transparent Brown Oxide as like a burnt umber type of color. Raw Umber. I haven't really used this color, but I thought it would be useful in a landscape set, so I added that color. And otherwise it would be like a very warm, earthy palette. So it's a good balance. Then we have the Magello two-tone granulating watercolors. Cold Brown Yellow. It's like a nickel SO yellow type of color. It also contains PY150 and will flow like no other. Flame Red. I just added this color because I wanted a granulating red. Don't know why. Might be useful. Mud Umber. It's an interesting muddy brown, like a yellowy greenish brown. Then we have Bronze Brown, and this isn't the best swatch because it doesn't granulate or color separate, but it does color separate into orange, brown and blue and some gray. Bark Brown. I couldn't pick between these two colors, so I just added both of these colors. This one can get darker compared to Bronze Brown. Wave Turquoise, I wanted a turquoisey color. Fade Green, like a bright glowy green. Milky Way Violet, which this one surprised me because when I was swatching from a semi-wet half pan, it wasn't completely dry. It was a violet color. And now it's settled into a green color with violet separation, so I'm slightly confused. Like, it looks completely different. I like it, and it's pretty handy for landscapes. Aurora Pink, I just had to include an Aurora color. They have beautiful color separation and granulation. And the last color is Shadow Violet, and I really like this color. I also did a very messy swatch on Bahong professional paper and let the colors run into each other. instead of this very clean, neat swatch. A very messy. I didn't expect the purple to go that crazy, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. And I just love how these colors look. I still think these two colors look too similar to be on a palette, and these two as well. I have a lot of similar colors. I could easily pare this palette down to 15 colors, but I won't. So this will be my palette for the next 31 days. Are you planning to do World Watercolor Month, or do you have different plans, or are you modifying World Watercolor Month? Let me know down below, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye YouTube!